Hello children, myself Mashmi Das. Welcome all of you to yet another session. Today we shall discuss about the topic blood groups and blood transfusion. We all know that the blood of our body, it consists of two components, the liquid part blood plasma and the solid part cellular elements. Let us see here a blood vessel in which the liquid part which is there, it is called the blood plasma, and the solid part which floats in the blood, it is RBC, WBC and blood platelets. Now let us see this RBC. RBC, it is a cell. So the outermost membrane of RBC is made up of plasma membrane. And on the walls of this plasma membrane, certain proteins are present. On the walls of this plasma membrane, certain proteins are present. And those proteins are called antigens. Those proteins are called antigens. And these antigens which are present on these walls of this RBC, they are of two types, antigen A and antigen B. Similarly, children, in the plasma of the blood also, certain proteins are present which are totally antagonistic in nature to the proteins which are present on the RBC, that is the antigens. So the proteins which are present in the blood plasma, their nature is opposite to the nature of the proteins which are present on the RBC. Now these proteins in the plasma, they are called antibodies. They are called antibodies. And they are also of two types, antibody A and antibody B. Now let us see a blood vessel of a person whose RBC, on the walls of the RBC, antigen A is present. Let there on the walls of the RBC, antigen A is present. These are proteins, remember. These are proteins which are present on the walls of this RBC. Now, the blood in which the antigen is A on the walls of RBC, the antibody in the plasma, it will be antibody B. Remember, it will be antibody B. And we write antibody in small letter and antigens in capital letter. So antibody in the plasma, it will be B. Antibody in the plasma will be B, and antigens on the walls of RBC, it will be A. Now let us see another blood vessels of another person on whose RBC the antigen present be B. Antigen present, it be B on the walls of RBC. Then the antibody present in the plasma of that blood vessel will be A. It will be A. So the antibody which will be present in the plasma of the blood vessel, it will be A. Now let us see another person in which the blood, in the blood of that person, the RBC, on the RBC, both the types of antigens are present. Both the types of antigens are present. So, antigen A, antigen B. Antigen A, antigen B. So, when both the types of antigens are present on the walls of RBC, in the plasma, there will be no antibody. There will be no antibody in the plasma. And let us see one more type where on the RBC, no antigens are present, neither antigen A nor antigen B. Then, in that type of blood, in the plasma, both the antibody will be present. So, in the plasma, both the antibody will be present, antibody A, antibody B. So, we can see that these four types of RBCs are there, and first, antigen A is present on the walls of RBC and antibody B is present in the plasma. Second, antigen B is present on the walls of RBC and antibody A is present in the plasma. Third, on the walls of RBC, both antigen A and antigen B are present. So in the plasma, there is no antibody. And last one, fourth one, on the walls of RBC, there is no antigen. So both the antibodies A and B are present on the plasma. Now children, about this antigen and antibody, a scientist was there, Karl Landsteiner. He did a thorough study and he gave a system called ABO system, by which we can know the relationship between the antigens and antibody. Let us see the relation between antigen and antibody in the form of a table. And this Karl Landsteiner told that according to the presence of these antigens on the walls of RBC, there are 4 types of blood groups in human being. Now, let us see what are those 4 types of blood groups and what are the antibodies and antigens present in that particular blood group. Blood group A. When a person is having blood group A, that means the antigen present in the RBC, it will be A, remember. So, because blood groups are named according to the antigens present on the walls of RBC. So, if antigen A is present on the walls of RBC, blood group of that person will be A. And what will be the antibody present? Antibody will be antibody B in the plasma of that blood. So remember, antigen A will reside with antibody B in the blood. If a person is having blood group B, then antigen of that person, it will be B. And antibody present in the plasma, it will be A. So note children, when antigen will be B, then antibody will be A in the plasma. They reside together in the blood. When the blood group is AB, that means both antigen A and B are present on the walls of RBC. And when both the antigens are present on RBC, then there will be no antibody in the plasma. And when the blood group is O, O means children, there is no antigen present on RBC. When there is no antigen present on RBC, then both the antibodies A and B will be present in the plasma. So this system of the relationship between A and B, it comes from this ABO system. Now, children, we have seen that these A, when antigen A is there, antibody will be B. If suppose antigen A comes in contact with antibody A, then what will happen? If antigen A comes in contact with antibody A, then what will happen? Then there will be agglutination of the blood. What is agglutination? Means clumping of the blood cells. The RBCs, it will clump. It will just come together and the blood will become thick and eventually the person will die. When antigen A will come in contact with antibody A, antigen A will only reside with antibody B, remember. Similarly, when antigen B will comes in contact with antibody B, same thing will happen. That clumping of the blood cells will take place, thickening of the blood cells will take place, and gradually the person, it will be fatal to that person. So, antigen A will never reside with antibody B. Antigen B will reside always with antibody A. So children, what happens? Sometimes we suffer from serious accident and sometimes because of some complicated operations, our body loses lot of blood. And when we suffer from serious accident, our body loses lot of blood. In that case, when our body loses lot of blood, our body needs blood from outside. And blood is supplied to that patient from outside. Who supplies the blood? A healthy person gives their own blood to the patient. So the person who is giving blood to a patient, that person is called donor. And the person who is receiving, the patient who is receiving the blood, they are called recipient. The patient is called recipient. The person who is giving the blood, he is called donor, and the person who is receiving the blood, he is called recipient. So this way of giving blood from the donor to a recipient in the hour of need, it is called blood transfusion. That is, blood is transferred from a healthy person to a patient. So it is called blood transfusion. But children, it is not so easy. If anybody wants to give blood to any patient, it is not possible to give blood to anyone. Before giving blood, the blood must be tested properly. Why? So that antigen A should not combine with antibody A. Antigen B should not combine with antibody B. Then there will be clumping of the blood cells and it will be fatal to the patient. So before giving blood, the blood must be tested. It is tested for the donor also and for the recipient also. And it is checked what is the blood group of those patients, and the donor and recipient, it is checked, and then only the blood is given to any person. Let us see, children, which particular blood group can give blood to which all other blood groups. Let us see in the form of a table. This is a table, and here you can see the donors are written. Suppose blood group A, B, ABO. They are the donors. Means they will give the blood to others. And suppose these are the blood group of the recipient. Means the one who are receiving the blood. Now, in case of donor, when the blood group is A, then what will be the antigen? What will be the antigen present in the blood group? Antigen will be A. Antigen will be A. So here is the antigen A. If when the blood group is B, what will be the antigen? Antigen will be B. When blood group is AB, what is the antigen present in the blood? Antigen will be AB. When the blood group is O, what will be the antigen present in the blood? There will be no antigen present in the blood. Similarly, let us see the recipient. When the blood group is A of the recipient, then what will be the antibody present in the recipient? Blood group A means antibody B. Antibody B will be present. When the blood group is B, then what will be the antibody present? Antibody will be A. When blood group is AB, what will be the antibody present? Antibody, there will be no antibody. And when the blood group is O, what will be the antibody present? Antibody will be AB. Now let us see which blood group, the donor, can give blood to which all of the recipient. Remember, antigen A will only combine with antibody B, and antigen B will combine with only antibody A. No, antigen A, here, whether it can give blood to this person having blood group A. Here antigen A, antibody B. So antigen A can give blood to antibody B. So it can give blood to antibody B. Now when antigen A is there, whether it can give blood to this person who is having antibody A. Antigen A cannot combine with antigen A. So antibody A. So blood cannot be given. When antigen A is there and when there is no antibody present, definitely there is no one to oppose, so blood can easily be given. When antigen A is there and this blood group O, where antibody A, B both are present, blood cannot be given. Why? Because antigen A and antibody A is present. They cannot combine together, so blood cannot be given. Let us see the second blood group, antigen, blood group B. In blood group B, antigen is B. When antigen is B, children, and here the person who is receiving the blood, his blood group is A. So antibody is B. So antigen B and antibody B cannot combine together. So no, it cannot be given. Antigen, next is blood group B. So antigen B and antibody A, they will combine. So blood can be given. Antigen B, and there is no antigen in blood group AB, so blood can be easily given. There is no one to oppose. Then blood group O, antibody AB is there, and here antigen B is there. So antigen B and antibody B cannot combine, so they cannot give the blood. Next, blood group AB. In the blood group AB, antigen is AB, and here the person is having blood group A. So his antibody is B. Antigen AB and antibody B, it cannot combine. Why? Because antigen B cannot combine with antibody B. So that cannot be given. Next, antigen AB and antibody A in blood group B. Again, it cannot combine. Why? Because antigen A cannot combine with antibody A. So blood cannot be given. Next is antigen AB and blood group AB where there is no antibody. So definitely blood can be given. Next is antibody AB, both are present in O blood group, and here antigen AB is present. So definitely it cannot be given because antibody A and B are present here. Antigen A and B are present. So blood cannot be given. Next is blood group O where there is no antigen. Where there is no antigen, definitely antibody, whatever antibody is present, the blood can be given. Antibody B is present, so blood can be given. No antigen, antibody A is present, blood can be given. No antigen, and here no antibody, blood can be given. No antigen, both antibody AB are there in blood group O, blood can be given. So what we can see from this table, children, that blood group O can give blood to all the blood group people. Blood group O can give to blood group A, O can give to blood group B, O can give to blood group AB, and O can give to blood group O. So blood group O is called the universal donor. Blood group O is called the universal donor. Let us see blood group AB. Blood group AB can give blood only to its own blood group AB and to no other blood group people. Let us see blood group B. Blood group B can give blood to blood group B and blood group AB. Let us see blood group A. Blood group A can give blood to its own blood group A and to blood group AB. Now, let us see the recipient. Who are receiving the blood? Blood group A can receive blood from blood group A. Blood group A and blood group O. Blood group B can receive blood from blood group B and blood group O. Blood group AB can receive blood from blood group A, blood group B, blood group AB, blood group O. So that means what? This AB, blood group AB is called the universal recipient. Blood group AB is called the universal recipient. That means it can receive blood from all other blood groups. And blood group O can receive blood only from its own blood group O. So this is the way how we will find out which blood group can receive blood from which other blood group. So what we have seen, that blood group O can donate its bloods to all of other blood group, that is blood group A, B, AB and O itself. So blood group O is called universal donor, and blood group AB can receive blood from all other blood group. So blood group AB is called universal recipient. So this is all about the blood groups, children. Children, there is one more special type of protein which is present in our blood. And that protein is called Rh factor, rhesus factor. In fact, this rhesus factor, it was first found in the blood of a type of monkey called rhesus monkey. It is a common type of monkey, rhesus monkey, and the blood was found in those monkey for the first time. And that is why that protein which was found in their blood, it was named after those monkey, rhesus factor. And later on, it was found in the blood of human beings also. This rhesus factor, it is a protein, children. It is found in most of the human beings. But there are certain human beings also where this rhesus factor or Rh factor is not present. Now, those human beings, this Rh factor, it is present in the blood. Rh factor, it is present in the blood, a type of protein present in the blood of the human being. Now, those human beings whose blood this Rh factor is present, they are called Rh positive. They are called Rh positive. And those human beings in whose blood this Rh factor is not present, this protein is not present, they are called Rh negative. So children, if a person is having blood group A and Rh factor is present, then we call that person, the blood group of that person, as A positive. If a person is having a blood group B, Rh factor is present, blood group of that person is B positive. If a person is having blood group AB, Rh factor present, the blood group of that person will be AB positive. If a person is having blood group O and Rh factor is present, the blood group of that person will be O positive. Similarly, if a person is having a blood group A and Rh factor is absent, we call the blood group of that person to be A negative. Blood group B without Rh factor, it will be B negative. Blood group AB without Rh factor, it will be AB negative. Blood group O without Rh factor, O negative. Now children, when these blood groups are given, that is when a donor is giving to a recipient, the compatibility of the blood is seen. Compatibility means matching of the blood. That is antigen A should combine only with antibody B. Similarly, antigen B should combine only with antibody A. So this is called compatibility of the blood. Now along with these antigen-antibody compatibility, this presence of Rh factor is also seen always before giving the blood. That means a person having Rh positive blood group cannot give blood to a person whose Rh factor is absent, that is Rh negative blood group. So Rh positive blood group person cannot donate blood to Rh negative person. Why? Because if the blood is given Rh positive to Rh negative person, then in the blood the blood becomes sensitive and some complications occurs in the blood, and the person, it can be fatal to the life of the person. So about this Rh factor in details you will study in your higher grades. So children, we have seen today about the blood groups, various types of blood groups present in our blood, the antigens present in the blood, the antibodies present in the blood, and the Rh factors present in the blood. And we have also seen that which blood group can give blood to which all other blood groups. So let us end our session today here itself. Next day we shall continue. Thank you.